Namaste students, Khush raho betiya. I JVN Dr. Vaichandrakala, Assistant Professor Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. In today's session, we are going to discuss about the classification. So, starting from the beginning, the last class we have discussed about the Bryophyta. These are very small plants having around 2 centimeter to 60 centimeter, and as they grow in the moist and shady places. So they do not attain a great height because of the absence of root, vascular tissues, mechanical tissues, and cuticles. They are terrestrial and require external water to complete their life cycle. So the division bryophytes, which means bryon means moss and includes over around 20, 25,000 species of non-vascular embryophytes such as the moss, liverwort, hornworts. Okay, so we call these plants as amphibian of plant kingdoms. Okay, so the fossil records indicates that these bryophyta evolved around 395 to 430 million years ago. Okay, Hedwig is called as the father of bryology, and Shivram Kashyap is the father of Indian bryology. Okay, so when we see bryophyta, which are found normally grows in the damp or a shady places, they follow heterologous or haploid diplo, diplo, diploidic type of life cycle. Okay, they are dominant plant bodies having a gametophytes on which the sporophytes are semi-parasitic for its nutrition. The thyloid of the gametophyte differentiated into rhizoid, axis, that means the stem, and the leaves. Okay, so here the embryo develops from outer cell, that is exoscopic, and the capsules produce a haploid myospores of similar type of homosporous. So the spore germination into juvenile or the gametophytes called the protonema, and the progressive sterilization of the sporangious tissues or the notch of the lower to higher bryophytes like Markensia, Anthocyrus, Riccia. Okay, so when we see the classification according to the ICBN, that means the International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, we call it as ICBN. Bryophytes have been divided into three classes, that is Hepatica, that is Hepaticopsida, we call it as liverwort, and Anthocerioid, that is Anthocerioipsida hornworth, Musica, that is the Bryopsida mosses. Okay, so when we see here Hepatica or Hepaticopsida, these are the gametophytic plant body is either thalloids or follicles. If follicles, the lateral appendages of the leaves are without the midribs, always dorsoventral, and the rhizoids without septa. So each cell of the thallus contain many chloroplasts, and these chloroplasts are without pyrenoids. So the sex organs are embedded in the dorsoventral surface. Okay, and the sporophyte may be simple. For example, in Braccia, you can only have a capsule or a differentiated into root and seta, and the capsule is normally seen in the Markensia, Palia, Porella, etc. Capsule like the columella. So here The anthoceriate, which has the gametic body, plant body, are simple thyloids or the dorsoventral without air chambers, shows no internal differentiation of the tissue. So here the scales are absent in the thallus. Each cells of the thallus possess a single large chloroplast with the pyrenoid. So here the sporophytes is cylindrical, only the partly dependent upon the gametophytes for the nourishments. It is differentiated into the bulb-like food structures, which is a cylindrical capsule, or the seta is a meristematic. So the endothecium forms the sterile central column. The musica or the bryopsida. Here in this, the gametophytes is differentiated into the prostates. So the protonema and the erect gametophores. The gametophores is foliose, differentiated into an axis. Example, the stem or the lateral appendages, like leaf, but without the midrib. So the rhizoids are multicellular with septa. Elaters are absent in the capsules of the sporangium. The sex organs are produced in the separate branches and forming an immense group of leaves. So when we see the classes of mosses which have Bridia, that is a true mosses, polythecum, the protonema with a single row of cells with slanted cross walls. Leaf gametophyte develop into a minute bulb-like structures. Sphagnite, where the spathe moss or the sphagnums are present. Okay, the fossil bryophytes are the Devonians or the which was found in the Silurian time, and the old or the bryophytes, that is the liverwort. Here it has certain ecological importances, which forms the environment, which helps in, which is very sensitive to environments, which like acidic sites or a calcium site or any pollution intolerant. It helps in the soil erosions or the formation of the soil or having a water retention. Okay, used in certain food materials also. Thank you. This session is powered by 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. If you have any queries, we'll discuss in the problem solving session. Thank you.